Hey, what do you know? What do you say, people? Tony from the 724 here. This is kind of an urgent little addendum we're doing to the Into the Pit episode we did. It was season 1, episode 5.5. And we talked about the track and we talked about the power. And back then we said that they had stopped making the 18-volt power packs that we used. And we recommended the Professor Motor DC power supply. It's 20 volts and 15 amps. And as you see here, you get a nice option where you can, on the left there, you can fine tune it. On the right, you can set your voltage, and then you can fine tune it on the left. We ended up running a 1/4 mile scale, 2 lanes, and we ran it at a little less than 19 to get it to run like it did at 18. This is where you hook the jumpers onto, and these are the jumpers. These were $26. We bought 2 sets of them because we want to be able to race 4-lane, and this is what one end of them looks like, and on the other end you get enough leads to do 2 lanes. So it allows you to take that outboard power supply and hook it up to a regular Carrera Evolution start track. Well, recently we had to buy one of these, and whenever we did, it hooked right up to my old start track. My start track I bought years ago. And one of our members decided to go out and get a start track and a couple of pieces of track and one of these transformers so that he could test cars at home. And he was having trouble getting it to work because he hooked the jumpers up and hooked the transformer up, and it just wouldn't push his cars. It wouldn't move them at all. And he couldn't figure out why. And he brought all of his stuff down, and we tested and found out that the only difference was his starter track wasn't working with the transformer, even with the jumpers that were sent to him by Carrera. And here's what we found out. This is my track from underneath, and you'll see that there is a capacitor here and a capacitor here, and we have our wiring up in here. On the one that does not work, we have caps here and also caps in here. So, here's the rub, people. If you decide you're going to do one of these tracks and you buy a Carrera Evolution starter track, the newer tracks have capacitors where these little black wires are here. See this little black wire and this little black wire over here? Well, on the new ones, there's a capacitor in between those 2 points where the black wires are. So there'd be a capacitor in the middle of this wire, and there'd be a capacitor in the middle of this wire. So basically, if you want to get it to work, this is what it needs to look like. Instead of a capacitor, you need a wire, a jumper, on each one of these. That's what the old ones look like. We've already done it to our one member's track, and it works. But honestly, folks, we can't recommend that you do this. This is changing what Carrera has made, and I'm sure they wouldn't recommend it. And we don't want to take responsibility for you messing anything up on your track and breaking it. This is purely on the user. But if you're having trouble getting your Professor Motor DC power supply to work with your Carrera Evolution start track, this is why, and that's your solution. And that's all I can really tell you, folks. So thanks for tuning in. If you're trying to build a system at home and you were having trouble getting it to work, and this is the reason, I apologize, but we just found this out ourselves, and we had to find it out by trial and error. So there you go, folks. So until next time, this is Tony Mullick from the 724, and you've been watching a production of Slot Rods.
Is no, you ain't got a chance. She's out of your league. Just let the girl dance. No creeping allowed, though. You just get a glance. Don't try to game, yo. Just let the